All right, guys, we finally got our GPS up, and I am in a rush to get to work. I am leaving 15 minutes late. At least you guys can see how fast we go, and we'll see if the motor has any issues. I turned it down from the other day. Woohoo, man, we flying, dude. Oh, it's too funny. Like, we're already, like, moving. All right, so GPS says, oh, you know what, hold on, well, I don't know. We gotta sit at a solid speed to see if this GPS is pretty accurate, because all the numbers are all over the place. The phone takes a while to update, and the display is pretty quick. So the display is showing we're doing 42, and just like I said, it says we're doing 39 on the speedometer. But you guys always ask me what speedometer I'm using. It's on iOS. It's called Speedometer. That's exactly what it's called. You'll see exactly what it is when you search it. I want to see how fast this bike will go on this next street. I turned down the flux weakening to, I think, 25%. So I went in my garage last night and I was looking at all the settings, and I went to flux, and it was at 50 when I went to work the other day, when I said it was like smelling like something was like cooking, and I don't want to mess up the motor. So I put it down to 30, and I wanted to see how fast it went at 50, 30, and then I went down to 20, and at 50, it was, I don't know what it was at 50. I think it was like 67 miles per hour with the wheel up. And then when I went down to 30, it was like 65, and then when I went down to 25, it went down to 64 with no load on it, no weight. And I just feel like turning it up that high for an extra mile per hour or two is not worth it for all the heat that's going to come with it. Man, I'm like, I was really thinking we'd be able to hit like 55 miles an hour, and I just don't see that it's going to happen. Now this kid has changed this bike so dramatically, and it's a totally different bike other than the top speed. But I want more top speed because I got more straighter roads than I want torque. That's just how I am with my riding. You guys are probably different than me. I do not feel like waiting for that. Gotta love that I don't feel uncomfortable at all doing that now, because this is a straight up e-bike. You guys can say all you want in the comments that, hey, it goes over 28 miles an hour, has 5,000 watts of power. I do not care. A cop will not know. If he looks this up online and sees that it's a class 2 e-bike, they're not going to tell you anything. The only thing is if I'm doing 50 miles an hour and I pass a cop, that is when things are going to get bad. A cop won't see you doing 35 miles an hour and be, oh, okay, that's highly illegal, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're gonna be good. If you look like you're on a bike, they're not gonna do anything. Ooh, that looked like throw up. It's just when you're doing probably the speed of traffic is when they might question you, but honestly, I don't think cops really have the time of day that look at these bikes, especially in the neighborhood I'm in when there's no electric bikes around here, and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's someone I'm gonna give a ticket to. I don't think they're gonna do that, especially on this bike. Sur-Ron, yeah, maybe the Onyx, but not this bike. All right, so I'm flat out on the bike, and we're topped out. It's saying 48. I can't get any more than 48 miles per hour out of the bike. So there goes that. Hey, there's the guy that we were behind. He's probably like, what the hell? How's this guy like keeping up with me? I don't smell anything bad coming from the motor though. I was told from a guy that hit up a guy from Hawaii and basically said, do not turn the flux weakening, which is field weakening, do not change that past like 30 on this setup for this motor. If you get the 5,000 watt kit. If you get the 3,000 watt kit, it might actually even have to be lower. I don't know. But yeah, see, so I'm maxed out. Oh, 49. We're hitting 49. I said in my last video a bunch. And this bike, it's funny, man. It's 100% the Onyx, like without the extra weight and the bulkiness of the Onyx. Because the Onyx to me, mine anyways, does 50 miles an hour. And it goes down to about like 44-ish, like once the battery starts draining like halfway. That's exactly where this is at right now. I just thought this would have been faster. Yeah, I'll go. I don't know who was honking at me. Wasn't me. I wasn't gonna sit at that red light. Come on now, we a bike. We do whatever the heck we want. Man, look at that nice blue Mustang up there. It's clean. The pickup on this thing is so smooth. I don't feel like I'm gonna flip off the bike. It's not as torquey as the Onyx, but it's pretty much the same because you're dealing with a lighter bike. Please don't go, car, I don't want to die. But man, am I like so disappointed I can't get at least 55. It's like, it sucks. It hella sucks. Bye. See, look, we're getting up this hill just as fast as this truck does. Not too bad. I don't really want to stay on the side of them completely. So look, 46 miles per hour coming up a hill. You guys ain't gonna have no problem getting up these hills, man. I feel so comfortable pedaling on this bike though, because it's just, I don't know, so nice. 51, but we're going downhill. So, all right, guys, we'll talk a little bit at nighttime. Probably just gonna do a vlog style at nighttime. If you guys want to check it out, we'll talk about what's been going on with the channel, stuff we have coming up, and we'll talk about the bike probably a little bit more. It's gonna be like, man, it's gonna be like 11 hours from now, or 10 hours. Woo! All right, guys, so maybe you guys can see the display a little tiny bit better because there is a light mode on the display that I set. And I'm hoping you guys can read that. If you can't, sorry, but I dimmed the display just so it'd be a little easier to see, but I don't know how it's gonna come out until I check. I also changed the flux weakening again. Now I'm at 35A instead of, I think it was 25A. But so far, don't think it's doing too much, but our battery is really down. I don't even have my speedo going. Oh my God, okay. That was my fault. My bad, guys. I reset the miles per hour because I wanted to see how fast we were gonna go. I'll try to hit it over here and we'll see what our top speed is really quick and see if I, you know, smell anything burning on the motor, but I think we'll be okay with 35. All right, let me be able to see behind me. All right, we're good now. Full throttle. $47, $48. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get much more out of it. I think this is it. I just think we can't go any higher, and I'm kind of sad. I hope you guys can feel my pain on that, because I'm not kidding when I feel kind of defeated by the fact that they don't claim it does 59. They just say reported from other people that it hits 59 plus, and that gave me really good confidence because I'm a light guy. I don't know, man, it kind of sucks. It's still a great bike regardless. I mean, you're taking a bike that doesn't even barely get up hills and giving it a lot more power, range, all that kind of fun stuff. And you got to modify it, and it's probably going to be a little bit more reliable also, because those other motors suck from Super 73. I never had an issue with the V3 motor, but I mean, if you got an older motor, they just start clunking out after a while, and getting a replacement one is really rough. But I don't know, I'm kind of sad. Oh crap! Bunch of sticks in the road right now. Man, that sucks. So that was 48 miles per hour with the battery was at 79 volts, I'm sorry. So it's technically like probably 78 when we just did that pull, and then it obviously drops down with voltage if you look at the display, if you can see it. But man, I saw a lot of your guys' comments on the very first video when I was putting it together, and probably some other videos talking about it that are coming out before this that haven't went on YouTube yet, because I think there's going to be 2 videos before this that aren't even out on YouTube yet. So I'm pretty sure you guys are going to comment in there talking about it. And a lot of you guys were saying that you guys are... Uh-oh. I don't have a light anymore. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Hold on. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to that light. That is not good. That's definitely not good. There we go. What the? That's weird. That's a little scary. I seriously thought like something like blew out on the controller or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. But I mean, nothing's around the button to get hit, so I don't know what that was about. Interesting. But yeah, so I'm full out again. And yeah, we can't go past it. We can't do it. Man. Well, I feel like I let you guys down because I was really thinking we were going to hit at least 55. And we didn't do that. Ugh, wow, that was bumpy. What else do I say now? I'm really, I'm just kind of bummed. One of my other buddies, I don't know him, but he's into electric bikes too. And he builds a bunch of custom stuff. And he said that I should balance the wheel in the back. It might help for another like mile per hour, maybe 2, but I'm not really gonna do that. But he said you need to put like some wheel weights on it, spin it, try to get it dialed in properly, because the whole bike shakes with the rear wheel on. And I mean, I could. I mean, maybe that's something I could do down the road. I'm not too worried about it. It is what it is. It does have a little bit of vibration, but I'm not tripping. Ooh, can I go left? I thought it was gonna make me go all the way around. I was like, nope, not on this bike. So I feel like this is a perfect cruising speed, is like 40, 42. Because I'm not full in the throttle. So I don't feel like I'm gonna hurt anything on the motor if you're like continuously on like a long straightaway street. Oh my God. All right. We're not waiting for this. We're not waiting. We have an electric bike, people. I keep looking behind me though, because I don't want to get a ticket or get caught doing that. But I'm pretty sure maybe by the time you guys see this video, I've probably already changed the settings and stuff. But I still want to go in this box and show you guys how to do all that. I set it up so my wires that I have to disconnect so you can get your phone to read all the settings, I have it so it's right in between the bottom of the frame. And I have to show you that because it makes it so much easier, so you don't have to keep taking the side panel off to disconnect and reconnect that wire. And you can like zip tie it, you know, so no one sees it and it doesn't like come back up in the frame. So it's always accessible. Highly, highly recommend it. That's how I was able to do it at work without taking the whole panel apart. Man, you know what sucks? I'm thinking about if I was to put motorcycle tires on it, because these tires are really light. if I put heavy-ass motorcycle tires on the front and rear of this bike, that means the bike's gonna go even slower. We may maybe get like 40, maybe 42 instead of 47, 48. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry to like kind of be a downer. It's like a, you know, it's a really good upgrade, you know, but damn. I just want to go faster than this. I was really hoping, I knew it wasn't gonna do like 60, 65 like my Sur-Ron does. I was hoping for 55 and then maybe 50 by the battery going like half down. But this isn't fast enough to be on the streets that I want to be on. Not really with traffic, because if you really have to get around someone, or someone's like speeding, or you're in a bad situation, you need to speed up, you're limited to about 45 after, you know, you get so far. It only does 48 when it's like fully charged, or around like maybe 50, because I did turn up the flux weakening. But yeah, you're limited to probably like 45 after it goes down. It sucks too, because if you really wanted to change your whole entire setup, like, okay, like this motor could probably take more, I don't know, actually, no, I don't think it can. I think I'd have to change the whole setup. I think I would have to get a new hub motor, a slightly bigger one, and then you would have to get a bigger battery that takes more amps. Or technically, I guess you could just switch out the rear motor and get one that's like a 3T negative, I believe. And that will probably get us to like 55-ish. I think something like that would work. But I don't know. I'm not switching anything on this setup. Maybe down the road. If YouTube still treats me well, then maybe. Alright guys, man. Sorry to end on that disappointment note. And we'll see you guys in the next time. Oh, and it's easy to ride the bike with no hands now, because you can actually put your the frame, the enclosure, plus the battery, you can actually put your feet wrapped around it, and it keeps the bike pretty straight. Found that out. And let me fill the motor real quick before we end the video again. Motor is ice cold. Ice cold. Yeah, I don't even feel any heat coming from that motor, but it is cold out, so. Alright, sorry to end on that disappointing note, and I will see you in the next one. My phone says that we did 48.08 miles per hour. Yeah. Boo.